So 2023 has come to an end, and I thought I'd run through the year that we've had as a band and take it month by month. So let's go way back to January at the start of the year. First thing that happened is we announced the tour that we were going to do in the spring and started to get all the dates out for that and get the hype train going, basically. Now, it was very exciting because we would end up doing 2 tours during this year, and that was the first one, and it had the most dates involved. We move on to February, and that's when we actually announced when we were going to release our third album, End All We Know. We started to get some of the reviews in for it, but more importantly than all that, we released the music video and the first single, Naysayer, and everybody loved that. And that was so good to finally get that video out, because we worked really hard on that, and it's actually one of my proudest achievements, I think, of the year, was getting that music video out, because it looked great, and it was exactly how we'd imagined it being. Then a little bit later, before the end of the month, we also released a second single, Hellfare, and that was much more upbeat, and that was cool as well because that got a really good response, and actually remains a live favourite and actually one of our most streamed songs so far. So that was very cool, very good way to end the month. Then obviously we move into March itself, which is the album release date itself, and just before the album got released, we also released another single, Prima Materia, and so that was 3 singles in total that we released before the album got released, and that was very cool. And then obviously the album itself drops, loads more reviews come in. We actually reached number 9 in the Doom charts, which I'm still very proud of. And then pretty much a week after the album was released, we went off on tour. So it all happened in March. It was pretty amazing, really. And then the actual tour itself carried on into April, and most of April was taken up with touring, and obviously more reviews kept coming in and stuff like that, so that was all very exciting. And then, as always, you kind of get the post-tour blues a little bit when we came back from tour, which is cool. You always expect that. That's what happens all the time. Then we move into May, and the biggest thing that happened in May was we played Desert Fest. Now, it's not the first time we played Desert Fest, but we played at the Black Cart, which is one of our favourite venues, and it was packed. Like, people couldn't get in anymore. It was a really good crowd. There was lots of energy, and we had an amazing time. And the record label from America even sent over a guy to check us out, and a photographer and stuff. So just generally speaking, it felt like we leveled up then, and everybody that saw us said that it was one of the best times they'd seen us. So that was an excellent show, and I can't wait to go back to the Black Cart, to be honest with you. So then we move on to June, and this is the official 4th birthday, I guess, in a way, of The Ties That Bind, our second album. And as well as that, we had an interview that we did at Desert Fest for Total Rock Air, which was really cool, because it's always good when we have dealings with Total Rock. So that was excellent. And then we move into July. Little interesting side note, July marked the 10-year anniversary of our very first photo shoot. We've come a long way since then. I mean, this whole year really has been a 10-year anniversary, which I'll talk about a little bit more in a minute. And then we moved into August. We did a special version of The Swamp, our night that we put on in Reading, and that was really fun, and we got to play with some of our best mates who are in bands that we've toured with a lot, and it was just a really nice way to sort of see the summer through, because we would normally be touring in the summer, but this year we decided to move it. We would normally be touring in the summer, but this year we decided to move it into the autumn, and that means we weren't touring as much in August. Then we get to September, and Revolution Festival up in Manchester, which was an amazing show. Despite getting there late, we still played a great set and got really good responses from everybody. I'd just like to point out, it wasn't our fault that we were late. There was like 3 accidents on the way up there on the motorway, so it was a bit of a nightmare. But we got there in the end, and we played the show, which is the most important thing. Then we get to October, which is when we actually had our 10-year anniversary tour, and that was really cool, actually, because we don't often tour in the autumn, so it was nice to do that again. It was nice to get that. It's a very different feel touring in the autumn from touring in the summer, and you just get a different vibe at the gig, so that was really actually pretty cool. And then November, obviously some of the post-tour blues tends to set in, but you know, all the photos and the reviews come back, and it kind of cheers you up a little bit. And then finally, moving on to December, which is where we are now, we're cracking on with the 4th album. Crazy as that seems, even though I'm just literally been talking about releasing the 3rd album, this is the way the cycle works, and now we're starting to write the 4th album. We're getting quite on with it quite well, and already planning the tour for next year. So that's it. So 2023 was a good year for us. We had some big milestones, grew the family of people that have heard of Marassa Molasses, which is the most important thing, and we released some music that we're really proud of. Thanks everybody for following us, and we'll see you in 2024. Cheers, bye.